Wow. What's up, fam? I don't know about y'all, but I get like my whole jam and boogie on in the back. I make up some raps and sometimes I just be getting it. How y'all doing? How y'all be? Welcome back.
Welcome back to again. It's the hat game once again.
I'm just saying. We coordinated.
Somebody had something in your hair, man.
We coordinated. Welcome back to your favorite Tuesday guilty pleasure. It's the Queens Takeover, the Queens Takeover Podcast. And I see some of y'all are coming in. Please say something when you come in so we can say something back. Otherwise, we just thank y'all for tuning in. Ladies, how y'all doing today? It's your host, Nicole, Nick, and C.
What is
the place to be? Hey. So how was y'all week? And do you want to talk about what you may have struggled with this week as we kick off today's episode?
Struggle, but
what? Y'all want? I'm a rap. You know I'm gonna do it. So stop. Like, don't hype your bestie up. That part. Good evening, Queen. My mommy said good evening, y'all. My mommy had surgery yesterday. She a trooper. She is doing good and she is on watches. So y'all drop my mama some crowns and some hearts. God is good. She is good. And Elle, hey, mommy. Okay. Who would like to go first?
My struggle bus of the week. Being a female. Got hormones. I don't like them.
Yep.
I don't like the hormones. They make you feel sad. They make you feel glad all day long. Hey, you feel cold. You feel hot. You gotta get a heat pad. You gotta sweat. It's too much. It's too much.
Hey, Mr. Pleasant, what's up, bruh? Mr. WP, Mr. WP. Okay, I don't know what that was. It came up blank when you got to redo that one. He says,
My baby don't have bars.
Don't have bars. Listen, don't hate.
I don't feel
don't hate that. Don't hate that.
I feel like a way.
Yeah, you still talked about in public.
But I got it out because it's horrible. You feel crazy.
Right now about my.
Oh, that was her grandmother. Her grandma was hyping her bestie up. She hyped her bestie up. So, do you want to tell the people what it was? Because we wrapped it. So, what was it?
It was the female hormones, man. It was a thing. It's a lump. It's like a lump.
It was a thing.
You yourself out. You're like, what's wrong with me? Oh, that's what it is.
It'd be a hollow. It'd be a whole hollow.
Well, I got a pimple up here. Y'all can't see it. It's hidden. Why you got a pimple way up here?
They be doing their thing.
Anywho, coming out the slump, man. The slump is. Oh, hey, hat, stay on. Come on.
Yeah, the hormones they be hormoning. They be hormoning. They roller coastering on the up and then the big Superman drop down. I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you. Please stay vitamin and watered up to combat those things.
Yeah, I got it right.
That part. Coley Cole, what's up, baby?
Hey, everybody.
My mama says she need whatever you own, see. Whatever you own, she needs it. My mama say bottle it up and sell her some. Go ahead. Coley Cole, what's up with you, baby? We just seeing you, so what's going on?
You said what?
We're just now seeing you. We didn't get a chance to talk before the show, so what's up? What you been struggling with this week?
Well, not a venturing back to the old self.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a plummet.
Oh.
I'm not going back. I'm moving ahead.
I can see my grandma's face.
Your grandma say you're not going back either.
It's okay. Not you. My grandma wants to be part of the Queens Takeover.
She is an honorary queen. I'm saying it wrong. An honorary queen. So, she's on mute. Okay, I got you. She's on mute talking to her grandmother, I think. Okay. So for me, I don't know. It's this week. Yeah. This week has been a revelatory week. And sometimes when you just get revelations of some things and some people in your life and some stuff, it can take you on them up and down roller coaster. Yeah. But yeah.
It make you feel out of whack. You're like, things was going so good.
Oh my God, that was the exact wording. I was like, God, I just feel I'm unbalanced. There's something off.
Right?
It's not feeling like Nikki not feeling like Nikki. And I was like, God, I need you to talk to me about some stuff and I need to tell you some things. And I had to get some things off my heart and my chest. But I was like, I feel so out of whack. And it wasn't hormones. It was just these things and these feelings and some stuff and some things and some other stuff. So, yeah, it was.
Things been thinking and people be peopling and you gotta be
people been peopling and life been lifing. It's the balance wasn't balancing for a second.
It was not. It was not giving balance.
What just happened? Okay, so she's still. No, it wasn't. It was not. But you know what? Let me say this though. Someone heard me teaching online one day. Why does he keep telling me I'm muted? You can still hear me though, see, right? I was teaching online one day and somebody from that wanted to sow a seed. And they told me they didn't want me to pay not one bill with it. They wanted me to go and pamper myself. So I went and got
Hold on. Ricky Bay. You should get that damn feed.
I did. I got them done. I did. I scratched myself. No, I got my nails done. I got my feet done. And I let them massage. The masseuse. The massage was giving. It was everything I needed and then some. And then I went out and I ate and I even got my favorite dessert. But she told me I was not allowed to do anything with it but go pamper myself. She said, you always pour. It's time for you to go pour into yourself. So I did that. And I didn't realize how much I needed it. Like the toes didn't need the hookup. They was towing, but I needed it so much. So anyway, hey, how you doing? We can get into these topics now because we can go on and on.
Hey, Nikki,
hi, King James version.
Nikki, are you getting the ones from my stream?
Who's sending them?
William, hey 3 times, and then Keisha, hey Queen.
Not Keisha, but I did post William. I think William had come over on my page. So since it's not, tell everybody, put it in your chat on your page to hop on over here because I don't want to miss them. We have some ooh-wee topics to talk about tonight. If y'all have not done so already, you know what we're going to ask you to do. Please share. Send it to somebody in their messenger. In their messenger. Let them know that we are on. It's time for the family to sit down and talk. And if y'all have not done so, I'm not understanding why. If you have not liked or followed or subscribed to our YouTube page, our Instagram page, or either one of us here. All righty. And we good. Can I keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it froze. All right, here we go.
Okay.
First topic up. There it is. I am not the father. So there is a video that has gone viral, and let me preface it by saying some say that it is probably a type of hoax, like these couples do these type of videos. I don't know, but it's a video that has gone viral of a man who found out after 11 years raising a child that he thought was his own son that it wasn't his, and apparently and supposedly he went and got a DNA test done after finding a text message in his lady's wife's telephone that kind of said ha, and he'd been taking care of these children. I mean, it's this child and it's not his. He went and had DNA done and found out it was not his. So the comments under this particular video are bananas. You got everything from, okay, I can't repeat that. People were wishing violence. Let me just say that much too. I can't believe that she did him like that. Ladies, y'all saw the video. Let's talk about your thoughts, what you think. And did you hear her when she was saying, Ann, what's the problem? Well, you love him. You've been taking care of him. What are your thoughts on how nonchalant she was? And then had the nerve to say, because he told her, I'm going to put y'all out because I'm done with you. Okay, thank you, C. Hello, Keisha.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this particular story?
The sad thing is, it's a common thing. It's just not really talked about, and that it's a sad thing. Like, I feel like if you just did not know, I feel like you should just be straight for, hey, don't go to paternity court. Just go ahead and tell them, like, hey, there's a possibility that you not the daddy. I was out there in the streets and got caught up. So, I mean, just be truthful. And because the sad thing is the child suffers because you have some men that just don't know how to bottle up their emotions and act, I don't say accordingly, but been in this child's life for 11 years, you're the father, especially when this child is all you know. Mm-hmm. But then you got some scandalous chicks that play the fence. They'll play both of them.
Right.
And then when the child gets older, they, like old enough to talk. That's why we got so many play uncles and stuff out there when they leave the daddy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's sad, but I mean, again, that child's gonna need somebody to talk to because he's gonna be confused. Because mama's not gonna sit down and tell the truth. Mm-mm. She's not gonna sit down. Even in the video, you can tell she's not gonna hold herself accountable for why this child's now suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she was so disrespectful and nonchalant with the like he bought the wrong pair of shoes. This 11 years this man has raised, loved, and poured into who he thought was his seed, his heir, his legacy, his son. Yeah. And to find out through DNA, and you know what? I don't know. I can't speak for this king, but I think what really hurt him was how he found out. She's in text messages. So that's me texting y'all, talk about how this fool taking care of a child is not his. And he has to read this and be like, I'm sorry, what? The whole world knows but me, and y'all laughing behind my back. But I raised this child. So the child only knows him as daddy, right? This man is upset. He's angry. She doesn't say, I'm sorry. She was mad because he went through the phone. She was mad because he went and got a DNA test. She was mad because he like, man, I'm so done with you. She was mad about that. Not mad because I'm sorry I hurt you, baby, I'm apologetic. It was none of that. And so whether it was real or not, the problem is there are men that don't want to be fathers. You got one that has been a father. You just didn't tell him that wasn't his child. Mm-hmm. So now this child, if this is an actual true story and this man stays in this child's life, one of these days that conversation gonna have to happen. Or does he make the decision, I'm never gonna tell him because I don't want to hurt him like that? It is crazy. I'm gonna hit comments and it's on UCP.
Mm-hmm. That's very selfish and borderline unforgiving because a child isn't being considered. Exactly.
That part.
This is so sad.
It is. So, Sissy, what made him do it was he was going through her phone. I don't know if it was on inclination or maybe he thought she was cheating, but in going through her phone, she had sent some messages to her friends talking about basically how he don't even know the child is here, but he's taking care of the child. But it was the way that she worded it, almost like she was making fun of him. Like, you know, he don't even know this ain't his child. So that's how he found out.
I got it.
Yeah, but you also have some people that just, I don't want, it's sad to say, but that cover their tracks. And then it's like, I mean, how do you sit down to a child that you took care of 11 years and say, I'm not your daddy?
Here's another thing with it.
It's hard to walk. I think it's gonna be hard for them to walk away also. Because that'll tear somebody up.
I know somebody that this happened to, and they walked away. And the reason that he walked away was because at that point, he found it so hard to look at that child. But then number two, it was sitting on his heart to have to tell that child one day. So he figured since she did the lie, it's on her. The thing about it is, it ate him up so much, I don't think he wants children. Because, I mean, you get attached to kids. Even if you get in a relationship with someone with children, unless you just don't like kids, you get attached to children, right? Especially if you're raising them. She is too cold-hearted to be sorry. A heart of stone doesn't care. Yeah. And yes, Sissy, we're going to get to your topic today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I don't think it's the cold-hearted. I think it's just, she's either ashamed. Well, in her case, some people are ashamed.
She sounded cold-hearted, Cole. She sounded cold. She didn't sound ashamed.
It could be a front. You know what I'm saying? Because I be watching paternity court, and the judge will peel back those layers, and it's just I was scandalous, or things happen, and I got caught up out there. And then when you ask them, like, why did you never tell the child? After you peel back some stuff, it is a shield where it's like, I was ashamed. I never wanted the secret to come out.
And I agree with that.
She gotta show face. Because who's gonna sit there and cry and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry"? No, she knew what she was doing.
I agree with that. I think the cold hard part comes in how she treated him when he was obviously hurting about it, and she made it as if it was his fault. Like when she turned the tables on him. But you was going through my phone. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That ain't got to do with the price of tea and chai, as my mama would say. But I do agree with you. There may have been some shame because now you got to tell your child. And now everybody who knows gonna wonder why he not around no more.
Right.
What about you, CP?
All I'm gonna say is about the young lady is that when you see someone that cold-hearted, hi mommy, you see someone that cold-hearted about the truth, face them in the face. Yes, she could have been ashamed. Yes, she could have been didn't want to confront it at that time. Didn't know how to, so she just shut down and became cold-hearted. But sometimes you could be so your past could be so corrupted. You continue to corrupt other people, hurt people.
True.
Even with kids involved. And so I really feel really sorry for her because she can't see what she has done to this extent because she's so damaged and hurt. So I don't know her past, I don't know her history, but it's very, very disheartening that she could not just say, I'm sorry, I love you, you've been the best father for him. And who would have known if she would have responded differently? He would have reacted.
Yes.
And the fact that she cackling with her friends, these are old terms.
You did. You went
on old term, wasn't it? That she was doing it on the phone means her community, her friends group is the same way, and so that makes it even worse.
You know what? I didn't even think about that part. That is so true because they've been knowing for 11 years. Now, granted, it wasn't their job to tell, but the fact that they were calculating about it, right? Oh, I didn't think about that. Y'all raised good points, you and Miss Cole. Oh, Dang. You know what? Because we don't know the continues, we don't know the part 2 of what happened after that part of the video that everybody has seen. My hope and my prayer is that she did come to some place in her heart where she at least gave him the answers that he needed, right, and that he heals, but that he makes a decision to continue to parent that boy, because this is not his fault. This has nothing to do with him. For 11 years, he was being raised by his mom and his dad. Yeah. Now, in theory, he has been the father. He's just not the biological one. That's who we. What's up, King? King Edward is in the building. What it do? So she didn't apologize. Well, I guess you really can't. Shaking my head. If the child isn't being regarded or considered, there is no remorse. More than one person is being wounded in this. The decisions we make don't just hurt us, they also hurt everyone involved. I can attest to that. That is true. If this was a friend, how would you confront her? Oh, King William said, Cole, we're going to start with you. If this was your home, yeah, because you. We're going to start with you, boo.
If I was her friend, I feel like it's trifling, and I would have just told her like, hey, I don't even know we will be if she went with this lie. I don't even know if we could be friends. For the simple fact is, I'm gonna be questioning you when it comes to me, because if you're doing it to your child, I'm off limits. So I don't even think we're gonna be friends no more.
That was deep. That was deep, because you doing that to your child and your husband, baby daddy. I can't keep my purse around you. Don't bring your girl around me. True place. Right. Yeah.
And like you went with the lie for 11 years. Now we ain't gonna sit down there because of the love. Like everybody know I don't want no kids, but the love that I have for children, I cannot sit there and watch you take, because I'm quite sure if the way that she reacted when he found out, she been doing this joker dirty. That relationship been toxic for a long time. Just them two alone. So yeah, no, if you can do him like that and do your child like that, how do I stand a chance?
Yeah. Cole said, whatever kind of dirt you've been doing. Oh.
Cole that.
She did. She brought out the axe on that one. I didn't think about that. The question What's up, big brother? You're here. Hey, my brother is here. Y'all know he's a truck driver. If you cannot drive, stop texting. But if you still, hey, boo, hey, he's here in San Antonio. Al, I probably won't get to see you before you leave. Whoa, Cole brought out the axe on that one. What you think about your husband's question? If it was your friend.
So 11 years? You ain't gonna tell him? You got 12 hours.
Oh,
because I'm gonna tell him.
Not that the clock is ticking.
12 hours.
Okay.
No, I'm not trifling. I ain't gonna be trifling people. No. No. And then after that, if you don't tell him, I tell him, don't call me ever again. Lose all pictures of me.
Don't call me no more ever.
I mean, and if you have remorse, things happen, right? And you discover things. And you have to, of course, give grace. But if you are like she was, cold-hearted, had no hurt feelings about what she has put these two people through and herself, nah, I can't. That's just cold-hearted.
So let me throw a situation at y'all. Let's just say that this is the same scenario, but here's where the difference lies. She may have been assaulted, or it may have been one of those situations where she got really caught up and didn't make a good decision, but she didn't want to lose him. She didn't want to hurt him. So she made the decision within herself to not say anything. Then let's take away her reaction, because her reaction was...
That's what I'm saying.
Take away the reaction. Let's say she was sorrowful, and it's a different scenario.
That's a different scenario.
Okay. So for you, it is about how she reacted then.
Yes. Yes, big time. If she was hurtful, if she felt like, I hate that I did this and I don't know what to do, help me out, or when should I do it, or should I do it at all? Let's talk this through. Let's walk this through. Like, if you want me to be there when you tell him, I'll be there with you. I'm that type of friend. Like, we're not gonna walk through this dark road by yourself if you don't have to. Things happen, life happens. So
yeah.
forgiveness is there, and I hope he's able to forgive and see that your heart was in the right place and just didn't know.
Because here's the thing. I'm going to say this and I'm done with it. Y'all can leave your thoughts afterward. Here's the thing. What if that was the hospital who intentionally gave her the wrong baby when she had him and said, oh, well, you raised that one. And she found out 11 years later and their attitude was the same toward her as hers was toward him.
I guess somebody getting sued.
Huh?
I guess the hospital getting sued.
I'm just saying that's essentially what she did. She gave him a child that wasn't his, and then 11 years later he finds out it's not. So what if the hospital had done her like that? They give you what they want you to have, and it's not, knowing that it's not your child, and you just happen to find out for some reason 11 years later. It'd be a whole lawsuit. It'd be all over the news. It'd be a Lifetime movie.
Straight up.
It'd be so Lifetime.
I think it's happened before, actually. I think it's a movie like that, actually.
Probably.
The kids got switched.
But it's on even harder blow. Oh, it's an even harder blow when everyone else knows but you.
Right.
How people get hurt. That's what a lot of people were saying in those comments. And I pray he does not, but woo, the hate mail was hating. Any other thoughts, babies, before we move on? Cole, CP? All right. Alrighty, so my sister says she'll be right back, but we about to hit your topic, boo. We're going to talk about the Texas couple that had their baby taken away because of home birth. So Tamesia and her husband, Rodney Jackson, had given birth on, I'm trying to find the date. I know they did the press conference on April the 6th. The baby was 6 pounds and 9 ounces. Shortly after they delivered their baby, the baby developed jaundice and a common liver condition that a lot of newborns have. My oldest had it too. They were following the advice of their midwife. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get it to pull back up. They were following the advice of their midwife and all the protocols that were given. After a doctor's visit, the couple alleges that their child's pediatrician called Dallas Child CPS, basically, because the parents were going to continue to follow the midwife's advice over theirs. That child was taken. The question I'm posing to you ladies and to our family is, first of all, what do you think about this story? And secondly, do you think the authorities have the right to remove children because they choose to follow the advice of midwives over doctors and hospital professionals? I don't know what else to call them, because midwives are professionals too, but they're not always seen as such. Right. So what are your thoughts about that?
I thought that they said that they would consider, it wasn't a no on what the physician had said, but they would consider it if things got worse. Well, things didn't get worse, so they didn't have to consider it. But the fact that they said that, and I said, okay, yeah, we'll do that, the physician just swooped in and was like, well, I'm gonna call CPS. I think that was completely out of order. You got to give people their own autonomy. This is a free country. You can't do that. That's not right.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. If you saw, if he had evidence of that they were abusive or that it had like a toxic environment or something like that, where the child would be not in the best care, then yes. But just because I did not take your suggestion, this is my body and my child. I can do what I want with it. You know what I mean? That it's healthy and that's good, of course. Nothing harmful or anything like that. And if you have a midwife, I have a midwife, I want to do a home birth, aid me into what I desire. Don't tell me what you want me to do and how I raise my children, how I should do X, Y, and Z. We are in America. It's freedom. So that's my take on it.
To be honest, there are a lot of African-American women who are deciding to go back to midwifery as far as their prenatal, their pregnancy, and their post-pregnancy care, because statistically, a lot of us die in hospitals with the doctor's care, with all the machines. We're dying at alarming rates after we give birth, but it's not the same race as people that have midwives. I'm gonna leave that part right there.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, because they told you that we're gonna follow the directions of our midwife, the child didn't get worse. I could see if what the midwife was telling them, they were being told by a doctor, that is harming your child is getting worse.
Right.
That's different. But off of them saying, okay, thanks, but we're going to stick with what our midwife said, and you call CPS,
Mm-hmm.
and the crazy.
It is
Crazy.
It is. And I know, we live in America and things are going, some things are going in a way that a lot of us don't agree with, but
Yeah.
to control the population and us,
Yeah.
and people have their own perceptions, especially some physicians,
Yeah.
on how we should care for one another, or how they should care for us. And I always advocate to my patients to always advocate for yourself.
You
What
have.
do you desire? What do you want? What do you hope for? And make sure you articulate that to whatever physician it is, so they understand what you want. So when they prescribe something or suggest something, they take in consideration what you desire,
What you
because
want.
it's your body at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I walked away from a doctor before because she just refused to listen to my desire. It was always this, that, this, and the other, and medication after medication. They were always trial meds. I'm not going to be your guinea pig. And when you look up these side effects, I'm not talking about a little bit of diarrhea and maybe some vomit or nausea. We're talking about thoughts of suicide. Number one, who? And I was raising my sons at the time too. They don't need to come and find me trying to kill myself because I'm taking this pill that, oh, by the way, we're experimenting with. And she literally raised her voice at me because I said how I felt in front of her little student resident doctors. But this is my body and my life, and my children are not going to come in there and find me gone because I'm experimenting. I don't want to take these. Let's find a different route. And she didn't want to do that. It was her way. This is my body. I get that you went to school, but you didn't go to school about my body. You went to school in general about medication, not about my body. Go ahead, baby.
And then if you say refuse something, it's up to the doctor to use their professional degree to go find what better fits you as the patient, because you want the patient to be healthy so they keep coming back to you, right?
That's it.
But with us, they don't do that.
That's just like what my dad's going through, what he's going through. And when we first started, like, I had all the doctors together and we all had this conversation. Well, I had one doctor come in and tell me statistics, and I'm like, I don't need you to tell me statistics. I need you to tell me what you learned in school or how we're gonna handle this situation, because everybody knows cancer is a research disease, and you're always researching things. So with him, I'm always it's so funny because when I go to the doctor with him, and my dad knows, like, when they done hit a nerve, he'll start patting me, and I'll look and say, don't pat me. He's like, Nikki, I said, don't pat me. Because right now, even when he was going through chemo, I was like, hey, I know people that he's not the only one that just got this disease. I know a lot of people that don't went through this. And can we try XYZ? And if we can't, and I remember going in, and we went in for a checkup, and the doctor was like, yeah, we've been looking at a spot since October. I could have tore the paint off that wall with that man. And so I had to advocate for my dad. And I was telling my dad, I was like, I got this. All I need you to do is focus on your body.
Yeah.
And I had to tell people, like, I understand what you're saying, because I had to say it to the doctor. I'm not taking what you're saying lightly, but my spiritual life and my reality got to line up with each other in order for us to get through this. So I have to advocate for him. So, because we're gonna try him on this, and no, we not. No, we not. I will pull him up out of here.
Yeah.
But with this couple, I was like, it's so many other things that that CPS need to be after.
Yeah.
When it comes to children.
Right.
And you take it, like, we had it was a story in Greensboro, North Carolina, where this mother left her children in the house by themselves. the crazy thing is she had an open case. She didn't get CPS called on her once or twice. Let's try 5 times. And the end result of these children, they were like 7, 5, 3, and 4, I want to say. They got burnt up in the house because she went to a party and left the children there. And I'm simply saying, not one time did somebody, the school has called, the neighbors has called, the fathers have called. One of the fathers even tried to get his children. I mean, we talking, they were covered in feces. The house was not clean. Like, she leave them in the house. And I'm sort of saying, y'all coming to get a newborn because they chose to do it their way.
Yeah. And no harm to the baby.
No.
Yeah. That's one thing about
there's other stuff out here that you need to be after these parents, these children, to get these children. Yes. But you want to go because they chose. Well, if that's the case, then what are you saying about some of these parents that's not getting their children vaccinated? They're not doing vaccination.
Well,
it's because what they choose to do.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if the doctor was that concerned, physician suggestion.
He should have been there.
He should have been there, one, or he could have said, after the baby's born, can you bring him in so I can just do a thorough check just to make sure everything is good? So I'm just really want to make sure your baby is healthy. That's a concerned physician, not a, let me just call CPS. Now, if they don't come in for the after visit, then okay, then we have some negligence going on because I'm asking you, I want to make sure your child is okay, your baby's okay. So, I mean, if he really was concerned, he just should have made a schedule appointment right after they had the baby.
And then another sad thing is you have these hospitals, these low admission hospitals that will admit somebody just so one, they can stay open, but for the grant, but two, so they can build insurances. Is that why you want them there? Because you wanted her to come to just so you can get her insurance. What kind of insurance did she have?
That part.
So
this what I don't. First of all, y'all, please advocate for yourself. My mama don't go to not one appointment by herself, and it's not that she cannot mentally take herself, but you should always have somebody that advocate for you, especially if you are in a position where you're feeling so bad it's hard for you to talk or think. Take somebody that loves you with you. Number two, I have been in the system as a child care worker because I told y'all I've owned a daycare before and early childhood education and stuff. We are mandated to report what we consider to be child support, child abuse. And if we don't, we can have our licenses stripped, right? I'm still mandated because I still have my license.
Right.
But you don't just go report because the child showed up without a sock on. You don't just go report you need to report what needs to be reported. That right there was not it. Like your license was not going to be taken because someone decided to take their child. Again, in my opinion, if this child's life was not in danger and it was not in danger of getting worse or had gotten worse and they were ignoring your advice, that's a totally different situation. Totally different. But I want to go back to something Nicole said earlier when Nicole was talking about statistically. You made the statement that you told your doctor, talk to me about what you studied. Do you know that some physicians are taught, basically how to discriminate? They are taught, they're taught medicine. They're taught medicine. When it comes to statistics in African Americans and people of color, they're taught something specifically. So when you're talking to your doctors, and I hope y'all are listening, they start giving you statistics. For instance, if your blood pressure is a little bit elevated, and it's normally not elevated, they're going to want to start putting you on a medication. That medication will require you to go on to another one and then a third one. So now you're on 3. If you refuse one of them, they will tell you, well, statistically, anyone that starts this, we want to give them this as a precautionary because we don't want your organs this and we don't want the plaque bill. Like they give you all these reasons. But I have had doctors, I've had doctors in some of these work groups that I have to work in that have said that they were taught there's medicine that you learn in general, but there's a way that you learn it for people of color versus people that are not of color. So when you're getting seen, they're not just seeing Cierra Pleasant. They're seeing all Black women, Cierra's age, from Cierra's background. They're going to go into your family history when back in the day, doctors wanted to know because they want to know what to be preventative care and things to be looking out for. Now all that stuff does is add up to the statistics again. So y'all just be mindful. Please be advocates for yourself, be advocates for each other. And if something don't feel right, a second opinion won't hurt you. Let's hit the comments, and then if y'all have any remarks to finish up, please do so. Somebody want to hit this one?
According to the social worker test, if you refuse medical treatment to save your baby, then call CPS. However, it doesn't seem like they were refusing any medical treatment. No.
They weren't refusing it.
They weren't refusing it. They said, if we have that problem, we will consider it.
But they were going to do that. Advice. There you go.
Right.
So they were getting treatment.
Yeah.
By the midwife.
By the midwife. I'm just listening on this topic as a man, and I'm being educated. Amen.
Come on, King.
Ashley says, when I was pregnant, my doctor wanted me to take steroids. I refused and changed doctors immediately. Just because I kept losing weight. I was already big and the baby was doing just fine.
So what was the purpose of the steroids? Because you were losing weight?
To make sure the baby keeps his weight.
I mean, just increase your okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, wow.
Yes.
I really learned it tonight. Yeah. Ladies, final thoughts on this one?
Advocate for yourself. Ask questions.
Be on top of it. And one thing, because even with me, I always look. Now they have the app where you can go see what the doctors notated. I always go there and look and see what he put in my file. Not only in my file, but in my dad's file. I always go in there. And if there's anything that's in there that I did not say or did not agree to, I call them immediately and be like, take it out of my file right now. Because that's another way that they stereotype you.
Yep.
And then you have consistent,
go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
But if you have this consistent documentation, then it gathers to an assumption that's not really what's actually happening to you. And then, misdiagnosis happens too often. Because of wrong documentation, because of assumptions. Yeah.
Well, we want to keep it all the way funky tonight. We want to keep it all the way 100. I was called by my insurance company once before. They asked me about a visit. They asked me about what happened at the visit. I hadn't had that visit. Hadn't had that done. We're going to move on.
Ooh.
We're going to move on. Y'all enjoying the conversation. If y'all are enjoying it, drop some crowns and some hearts down in the comments. I kid you not. You better go back and go check your records. Listen. Yeah. Telling me I had that done when? Because I wasn't there. What had happened? Okay. That part. So we're going to jump on the conversation of two grandkids who died while in the care of their grandmother on two separate occasions. Long story short, this couple allowed the grandmother, which was the mother of the wife, to babysit their 18-month-old son. I think his name was Ezra. She fell asleep on the couch allegedly, and when she woke up, Ezra was found face down in the pond on her property. I have no idea how he got out of the home, but he died. The mother gave birth about 3 months later to a baby girl. When that baby girl was 8 months old, the same grandmother was babysitting, took the grandbaby with her out to go run errands. And when she got home, the grandmother went inside and started practicing on her piano. It was hours later before she realized, allegedly, that the baby was outside in the car in the heat. Windows up, the baby was dead. So the parents are calling for charges to be pressed. Her lawyers have stated that she's devastated at the loss of her two grandkids, but there are people that are like outraged that if she allowed one child to end up unalive. I'm sorry, gotta be mindful. We're on YouTube too. To end up they're dead. To end up dead, then why would you let baby number 2 go and stay with her? What are y'all thoughts on this case? I know y'all read about it and watched the video and stuff. What are your thoughts about this? And QT fam, what are yours? Put it down in the chat, please.
I think, first of all, it's really, really disturbing. But me being me, after my first child, there's no way you could keep my child unsupervised ever, ever, ever. Grandma, mama, whatever. There's no way that I could. It would be a hard, because losing the first child would have been a hard task for me to even forgive, first of all. But 2, yeah, I'm with them. Something ain't right. And you need to go get tested, and charges need to be brought, because that's to me, that's unforgivable. Like, there's no way in the world you can talk to me, look at me, be in the same room. Like, our relationship is now gone.
Is it a good time to tell y'all that she was a principal? She was an ex-principal.
I didn't see that.
She was an ex-principal.
How? Because my thing was, how was she with other children? How was she with other children?
She was a retired principal. She had been a principal. And
I guess, but how was she with those children?
Oh, how was she with them? Okay,
I got you. I got you. At the school. Oh.
Yeah. Not only that, how was she with you as a parent?
My sister said they probably thought maybe the first one was a freak accident, and they did. I mean, she said she fell asleep on the couch. The baby got out of the house. He was 18 months. He got out of the house, and he ended up drowning in the pond.
How are you going to be with an 18-month-old in the house?
I'm going to be honest, Nicole. The whole story for me is like, huh?
Like, how? I got a 5-year-old sitting right here. I'm ready to thump beside her head. She don't stop. But
she said she fell asleep. She said she fell asleep on the couch. I don't know. I don't know.
And granted, like, okay, yeah, the first time was a freak accident. Okay, so put things in place to make sure an accident doesn't happen. So put alarms. Have a alarm on the phone, or alarm on the that's attached to the stroller or whatever, to make grandma more receptive to what's going on. If you really thought it was just a freak accident, put things.
How do you leave an 8-month-old in a car and you don't remember that you didn't go to her house?
Okay, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be gentle. Let's just say my family and I. We don't comment on it, sissy. My mama, my family and I know somebody that their child did die in the car. But to your point, and maybe this is just me, so Lord forgive me if it sounds judgmental. I feel like I would be hypersensitive with kids after the first one. I mean, just like what were they? They too quiet. Like I think that's me. I would be hypersensitive. I don't. Okay. And when she went inside, she started practicing the piano.
That's why I asked, does she have dementia or something? Like, does she have like a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or something? Like, she like totally like out of mind.
That hasn't been said. I don't know I don't know what they're gonna try to come up with if charges get pressed. If I'm not mistaken, she's been arrested. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. I don't know what her lawyer's gonna try to come up with and say, but. So I was thinking about the piano lessons, y'all, and thinking to myself, because when my dog,
that's a lifetime story.
I know. So I have a what you call it, the thing that you turn on and you crank and it what is it called? Music box. Mm-hmm. When that music box goes off, my dog is nuts because it's a high pitched sound, right? And I'm not saying the baby's a dog, but when you're playing the piano, nothing kicked in that wondered if you're waking the baby's too quiet. Maybe I'm hypersensitive, but yo.
That's what I'm saying. Was she on something, or was she?
I don't know. But she left the baby, and the baby died. So here's the thing, y'all. Think about this. What do y'all think? You got to explain to people, where your kids? How the kids doing that don't know? and you have to tell them that they both died in the care of your mom. What do y'all think?
Even as a mother, you like, how do you deal with that? Like, you lost both of your children to your mother by the hands of your mother. Like, how do you sit there and be okay?
I don't know. My mama said it could be on drugs. I don't know. Allegedly. And she said she don't believe it doesn't make sense. James said, but does she even like kids in the first place? James, that was my first question when I saw the Good Morning America. I was like, does she not like children? But when I kept digging into the story and found out she was a principal, I was like, whoa, wait, like and
how do you ever be able to forgive your mother for that?
How can she forgive us? I hope she can forgive herself too.
Right, but I mean, that was I understand y'all saying the first one was a freak accident, but I will be real cautious with it. I don't care who it was with. I will be real cautious with letting my child go around anybody, like to watch them, to be out my eyesight. I'd be like, no. My brother, my sister, my mama, my dad, nobody could have been able to get my child.
Yeah. I don't know, y'all.
I agree with James that it is negligence. Like the first time, maybe okay, but the second time is negligence on the parents and the grandmother. Like, all y'all did not prepare well for this situation. No, after one time, no, man. It's too harsh. How could I tell the same person that on 2 occasions I was in charge of 2 children of their children, and they are deceased.
Because the dad said on the interview, he says when he pulled up to the house, it was deja vu. Same scene, same medical, ambulance, all that there from the first time. Because remember, let me see, 3 months, 8 months. That's about like a year.
A year.
In between the deaths.
Because
she gave birth 3 months later. The baby girl was 8 months when she died. So that's like a year. Mm-hmm. You've lost 2 children in 1 year. So I agree with you, Will, because it's a little thick. Once
again, we got thick.
You understand? But that's okay. We'll bring the temperature back. It's all right.
Like, ooh, child.
Oh, have y'all shared? If y'all have not, please take a moment to share.
Yes, please share, people.
Ladies, drop your final thoughts, please.
I'm done.
Like, because there's nothing else that you could possibly say. It better be a serious investigation going on.
It's a hard situation. It's a hard topic. Like, for real. Alrighty. We're going to talk about the Americans who survived a kidnapping in Mexico. Oh, my Lanta. I have several interviews and I tried to watch them in its entirety. It is heartbreaking. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. I am trying to pull their names up, and for whatever reason, it's not coming up. So I'm so sorry. But if y'all have not heard, we're just going on and start talking about it because I can't get it to pull up. If y'all have not heard, 2 Black people, they keep saying couple, but they consider themselves
brother and sister,
right? Who actually escaped the kidnapping that took place back in March. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hold on real quick. Let's hit these because we about to go on another subject. How does she treat her own children? Being a principal could be a cover up. Dang, mama done went in with the axe.
She did.
If it were me, I would wonder why the parents had such trust in this person. It was her mama. I mean, let's be honest. It was her mother. Anyway, so the couple was on CNN and being interviewed by, Lord, his name, ladies, Anderson Cooper. They're being interviewed by Anderson Cooper, and they actually detailed all the things that they went through from the time that they were stopped and kidnapped in Mexico until they made it back home. If this is going to be a trigger for you or hard to listen to, we're not going to be upset if you need to turn off at this time. But these people ended up going the wrong way. They were trying to find their way back on their routes. They ended up getting basically boxed in and ambushed by the cartel. Um, During the process of all of this, their traveling companions, who she considered to be brothers, I don't know if they were her biological brothers, but they call each other brothers, who she asked to go along the trip with them, ended up getting shot. He ended up passing away. The one of the ones that came back, he ended up getting shot. They gave them really horrible medical treatment. It was just weird. They tried to force them to have sex together, and they are brother and sister. It was a lot that this couple went through. Ladies, y'all have watched the videos. What are your thoughts about that? And anybody else? Hey, Brandy, anybody else that has heard about this, please chime in the chats. What are your thoughts about it?
It just made me feel very uncomfortable about international. That's what they are, international travel. But anywho, international travel, and not knowing where you are and your surroundings. I mean, it could happen here in America too, because you could drive down the wrong street at the wrong time. But the fact of the order of how things occurred,
Yes.
but the scary thing about this is that they were captured, right? And then they were treated poorly, and the fact they were moved around, and then they, like you said, they try to get them to have sex. Like, that's my brother. That's not my husband. That's my brother. And they didn't make them after all. But then the glorious thing about the story is that they realized that they had the wrong people.
Yes.
And I was like, thank you, Jesus. That's why they were set free. Amen. And then the man that shot, I guess one of the people that shot the other brother, was like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do.
He was supposed to be an American.
He's supposed to,
Right.
yeah.
He was forced to, yeah.
Right. And so he's like, I'm sorry. And he was like, I'm going to find a way to get you guys home. And it's nothing but the grace of God that allowed that man to have a caring heart. He's like, I'm going to get killed once they find out I got y'all out.
Right.
So he had to disappear as well. So
yeah.
I'm so thankful that he had mercy on them and felt bad about, what he did. And they were able to be free. So it's very scary. It's a very scary world when you think about it. It's very scary.
First of all, it's a blessing that we're able to hear this story out of their mouths, which means they made it back.
Right.
But I'm sorry, God, not but that they made it back. And to hear all of the details, because some of them I really don't want to get into, like y'all can go look it up. It was really hard to hear. And today I'm not crying. I'm not crying on today's episode, but to have their people die, and there's nothing that they could do. The one that was dying in the car after he got hit, and the way the guy described what he described had happened to him, and how he told him, he was like, I love y'all, but I'm gone. And then he dies. Okay, right. I cried. And then to find out when they were moving them to another location after it was said that they had the wrong people or the wrong hit, whatever. Yeah. They put the dead bodies of their friends on top of them to cover them up. Add insult to injury. Ooh. And then when the man who had gotten shot in the leg, who is now using a chair, I guess, until he heals, like they had put like this makeshift splint on his leg or whatever, which was making it worse. And then they take it off, and I'm thinking, so then there's no support under the leg. It's insult to injury. And you were telling them that you're going to get the medical help, but one of the other friends ended up dying without getting the help. So this whole story was crazy. I'm not going to lie and say it wasn't scary to hear. That is why the U.S. put the alert on people traveling to Mexico when the group of people got kidnapped and stuff. But to hear that story, and they were just driving, trying to find whatever location they were looking for, and ended up turning on the wrong street. And the one that ended up dying in the car said, keep driving, don't stop, because I saw a gun. And then after that, Nicole, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad situation. But then when I was working as a legal assistant, I would hear the stories from the Hispanics that had to go over to try to get their green cards to come back here, to be legal here. Mm-hmm. And they would literally say when they got there, they had to stay in the hotel because if there was a walk down the street, like they would steal their paperwork so they could get over. Like, it was just so much.
Wow.
Yeah, like you hear those stories, like don't go nowhere, stay in your hotel,
Yeah,
don't go out at the dark, keep
yeah.
all your stuff, keep sacred. And I was like, what? So if you gonna do that to your own kind, how do I stand a chance over there?
And you know what I'm saying?
So I mean, as much as I love traveling, Mexico really ain't never been on my list to go.
Do this.
I'm not trying to go no
Now,
way.
now I, you know me, I make some jokes out of a lot of stuff. Let me tell you, I wish they would get a publicist to teach them how to do an interview, because because she kept saying he was like y'all, and Anderson Cooper said they said y'all.
He said they didn't say y'all. He did. Anderson was wrong for that. But I loved it. I loved it when she came back and explained he wasn't American. It made sense because
Right.
Right.
I thought he was talking about the Hispanic man. But yeah, he was wrong for that. Let that woman be.
Yeah,
Look,
let her be. Chill
she
out.
done been through some trauma. Let her talk.
Trauma. Exactly.
But look, the crazy thing is, like, as sad as it is, right? Again, my little comedian side came out because, okay, so with my birthday coming up, everybody knew that I wanted to go to Jamaica, right? And I kept saying, after this story came out, everybody was like, "You better not go over there by yourself," because a lot of my friends backed down and stuff like that. They were like, "You better not go there by yourself." I said, "Look, let me tell y'all something. They snatching people over here in the United States, so me over in Jamaica ain't gonna be a bad thing." I said, we gonna have this conversation when they try to snatch me and be like, I'm like, look, my family ain't rich, so you ain't gonna get no money from me for me. You don't want to marry me, so I can't get you a green card. But Jamaica's Jamaica's where I want to be anyway. So hey, don't harm me. I'll stay. So yeah, but yeah, on the serious side, it was sad, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, just be, I guess, just be careful where you go and be aware of your surroundings, because the crazy thing is, if you go to New Orleans, they'll tell you be careful because you're
And
gonna
they would tell you, don't you ask nobody on the street for directions. You go in somewhere and talk to somebody that work in a location, because they'll be like, yeah, go down that road and make a left or right and be done call the bogies that's waiting on you down there. I heard that years ago. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I know she was going over for get her surgery and stuff done, but just be aware. Well, I mean, it really wasn't their fault, because one thing somebody was telling me that when they went to Africa, they always say adopt do not leave without your tours. Before you get there, you get you a tour guide, a translator. Do not leave that person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. During the time I lived and worked in Texas, people travel from Texas to Mexico to get cheaper prescriptions. Nothing ever happened to them, in my opinion, because they were Hispanic. Wow. I know people that go down there and get their dental work done. People go down there and go get BBLs and all of that. But I think right now, if the United States is saying be careful traveling, it's going to be up to your own discretion for sure. But just be careful, because these people were not paid. They were not paid to give a fake testimony or to read a script. This literally happened. And my last words on this, and you guys give yours too. She had to deal with the hurt because she asked them to go with her. And two of them did not make it back alive. One of them is hurt, and then she had to live through all that torture and stuff. So I just say pray and use some discernment. We don't want nobody living in fear, of course, but you do have to be careful, even here in the U.S. So stay prayed up. But Nicole, like, I'm bumping. I'm going anyway.
I'm not gonna go, but I really want to go.
I would say I have friends who go back and forth to Mexico. They have homes in Mexico, and they're safe. Now, if I was to ever go to Mexico, I would go with one of them, because they speak the language very clearly. They have homes there. They can tell me where to stay. So make sure you are staying in the parameter, know where to go and not to go, whenever you travel. Just make sure your safety, and then always let people know where you are. It's so important in today's time.
That part. So Nicole, I hope your throat is ready, because this next one is you. You want to talk about this. So when you're taking therapy, do you trust the process of your therapist? what your therapist is asking you to do and wanting you to go deeper? Do you trust the process when you feel like your back is up against the wall, or do you walk away when you and your therapist are not seeing eye to eye? Nicole, you want to tell us why you want to talk about this topic?
Because I go to a therapist, and everybody, well, people that know me know Nicole will walk away from when it's time for her to be really, really challenged. When it comes to feeling wise, emotion wise, I will be like, I'll check out real easy.
Run like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. So, but a part of me feels like she is trying to change me to be who she thinks I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
We're on a whole different highway. Okay. So, example, I expressed to her that it's a part of my childhood that I feel like I have mentally blocked out my life. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because me and my brothers, we were sharing stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't remember that. Like, should I remember that? You sure was it? Like, I was expressing that to her. And she was just like, go deep, go. And I'm like, I don't know. Where do you want me to go? And then it was like, she was like throwing like little stuff out there. And I was like, nah, that ain't me. Have you been paying attention to me? Have you been listening? Like, yeah, you know what? This therapy session is over. You can't get no more of my insurance money because I'm checked out. So that's where I'm at with her now. So I'm just like, yeah, do I trust this process or do I check out? Or do I just go with the flow and see where it leads me?
So you have a fight or flight moment because she wants you to go deep in your past as a child. Is that what it really is?
But where she want me to go, I ain't never been.
Right. So you scared, a little scared. So
No, it's not that I'm scared. It's I feel like she's putting a label on me that she wants me to feel a certain way, and I don't feel that way. So I'm like, how you
can you say what the way she want? Can you say what the makes
like? I don't know if she's getting agitated with me because she'll be like, it's just she was like, well, did this happen? Like, it's just like trauma stuff, and I'm like, that ain't never happened to me. Like, I don't.
So she's trying to ask questions. She's trying to probe you to see if anything will answer the question of like what to help you understand the past. So she's trying to help you go deeper, but the only way she can do that because you're not giving her anything is to ask you questions.
Okay, so let's see. Without really going deep into the airway, I don't know. Like she was like disciplined, and like I told her, yeah, I got whoopings, but I didn't get beat. Like I got a whooping, but I didn't get like my mama didn't hang me from the ceiling fan and whoop me while I went around a circle, like stuff like.
Oh Jesus!
And I was just like, yeah, my mom wasn't there. Like, I mean, she worked. It wasn't like she was out in the streets prostituting. Like she just wasn't there. Like, okay, so I made a statement. I raised myself, right? And I knew where my mother was at. My mother made sure all the bills were paid. She made sure, I had food. She made sure I got up and went to school. Did she really care? Sometimes no, but she made sure all that good stuff, right? She was a parent. And then she'll be like, so the therapist will be like, well, Nicole, she wasn't a parent. And I was like, pump your brakes. My lifestyle, my childhood wasn't the best, but she did what she felt like it was. I wasn't making up excuses for my mom. It was just, she did what she knew okay. So when I said my mom was a single mom, even though my dad was in my life, my mom took care of me because I was the only girl at the time. My dad had the boys. So, but it was like I could go to my dad's house. I just was with my mom. So yeah, it was just crazy. So then I'm like, I don't even feel that. Like I don't hate my mama. It's a tug of war between us, but this is with me being older, not young. This is, you know what I'm saying? The hurt and disappointment I have in my mom is not from my childhood. It's from
Look at the screen. Look at the screen. William says a therapist should never put words in your mouth. And that's what I was going to say is like, if you feel like she's putting her assumptions or making you feel making cultural observations and trying to solidify what you really feel, and that's not what you really feel, then you need to have a conversation with her. And if she feels like she's not the best therapist for you, and you feel like she's not the best therapist for you, then you might need to find another therapist. And William also said in the comments, you should be your therapist should not make you feel no. You should feel comfortable enough
with what you are comfortable with in therapy.
Exactly. And so if you don't feel comfortable with the way she is, I guess, questioning you or making you feel about certain things, then you need to have a conversation with her and see if she can come up with a better technique on ways to help care for you. And if she can't, then you got to find another therapist.
Yeah, because I was just like, I don't know. I was just like, I'm not checking. And this is just me talking to myself. I'm like, Nicole, are you like really just checking out? Or are you don't want to go there because you don't know how you're going to act? Or is this lady really pissing you off and she's going to make you mad and you're going to really cuss her out? Like, that's like, I'm having no conversation with myself.
I think you know the difference. And I'm saying this just from your interaction with me and Nikki. I think you know the difference when someone's really like they really care and they asking you questions to better understand you versus they're trying to put their assumptions on you. And you're like, that's what it is. So you do this thing like, that's not it. Nope, that's not it either. No, that's not either. And it's like you're trying to you almost have to defend yourself. And if you feel like you're defending yourself versus trying to be understood, then maybe you
yeah. So yeah, that's what I was like. How do you? Because my thing, yeah.
Can I share? So, Cole, you and I have worked together. We done talked many a times, and it's a few things happening. I want to first answer your question. Should I continue with therapy? Please continue to follow the Please. Therapy is amazing. This may not be the therapist for you because you have to find somebody that's going to work for you. It's just like finding a doctor. If this one you feel like is not listening to you or wanting you to say things that are not true, then I would say think about seeing somebody else. But I will also say that your therapist has to ask probing questions because they're trying to understand you. And I know my sister can be a little closed, just she can be a little closed. So your closedness shows here first. And you give real good this. Watch my face.
Yep, that's me. That's how I be now.
So to her, you're so checked out. She's trying to help within the hour, 30 minutes, whatever y'all have. So she got to ask questions. And if you say something like, I raised myself, a therapist they done studied, they've seen this, raise yourself, could mean you were neglected, you were all these things, and you may have said 2 or 3 times I wasn't, but a lot of people go in there and deny. Mm-hmm. And after much probing, there comes a breakthrough, and it's like, okay, yeah, she did a little drug, and that's not your story, that's not your testimony, but your therapist is just doing what they themselves do with all patients. That doesn't mean that they may be the best therapist for you, but I will say I don't want you to give up on the process because I know from our conversations, I'll tell you exactly what I hear the Holy Spirit say. You will fight me for about an hour and turn around and be like, say the same thing, and I'd be like, Nicole, didn't I say that an hour ago? I mean, you said it, but I'm just saying, Nicole, I said that an hour ago. And we've been in threesome conversations, same thing. So what I don't want is when they do start to cause you to go deep. You don't have to make up stuff because that's what they keep feeding you, but allow yourself to go deep because that's the point of your therapy. You don't go in there to sit and talk surface.
Right.
Anybody work with me, I'll be like, okay, now go deeper. Right. And go deeper. Matter of fact, see, you've been listening to my other podcast, Dear Younger Me. When you listen to the audio one, you're going to hear me say 1,000 times, okay, and go deeper. Because this is where we always start, and this is where we like to stay. Because up under here is where all the hurting stuff is. And anybody trying to do all that? Because after I leave you, I got to go deal with all of that. But it's the digging.
I think I'm past. I think I just want to not skip it. I think because I'm the type of person, like, it happened, I'm over it. Like, let it go.
And Nicole, if you paid me for every time I said this statement to you, you're not over it, because it's showing up in your life big time. That's why you ain't hand holding. That's why can't nobody hug you from church. Miss me with the kisses. When we get married, we're gonna have to do each other dab, like, because it's showing up. So you may be over it, like having to deal with it and think about it, but not over. So we're not gonna have a whole session right here on the air. But to answer your question, please continue to follow the yellow brick road, because we have seen, and I have seen so much progress. But knowing you for as long as I have, you're totally different, Nicole. And you're open now. Do not let this session and what could be potentially coming up cause you to close up again. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You a good vault. You are a good vault. So while somebody got you open, let God do His work. Maybe you just need another therapist. And can I ask you, was this one black? Was this therapist black?
No, she ain't black.
Okay, I'm not saying non-black ones are not good, because mine was white. It's amazing. But I would say maybe consider another therapist if after this next session you walk away feeling empty. But please go open. Please go open-minded. And if it gets to the point where you like, okay, you ain't listening, that's what I'm saying, lady, then go ahead and find you somebody else. But please listen to me, baby. I love you. Do not stop this process. See it through to the end, please. Oh, y'all, we got all kind of comments. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. So King Edward says, it's vital when you're in therapy that you learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
That is the problem.
James, amen that.
That is a problem.
Hold on, we got more. Hold on. Some clients come into therapy with all the questions and answers. Some of my sessions, the whole session is them. And at the end, I'm like, are you done? You feel better now?
You got it out.
Because you came in with all of the answers to tell me what you didn't need, but you called me, so you need something. Don't do that. Here's another good one. Why is it not coming up? Hold on one second. That healing is staying up there. Let me try it. Okay, here we go. Everyone is different. Example, I'm in physical fitness training. The first thing my trainer does is challenge my comfort zone. That part, your comfort zone has to be challenged in order to obtain change. Oh, Nicole, you didn't heard somebody say that a lot too, huh? This is one that she gave you. You might want to jot this one down, sis, or screenshot it. Therapy for Black women. I'm gonna start this one, so hopefully it stays pinned. We got a couple of more comments. Yeah, baby. Okay. I've had both, and the other race did not connect to me well. I switched and found it easier to open up. We must come out of our comfort zones to receive our blessings, lessons, and healing. Comfort zones are stagnating zones and block our blessings and healing.
Yeah, I think that's what my issue is. It's the comfort zone. I love being comfortable. Like,
I know. And you come out clawing out your corner when you feel like somebody's pulling you out your comfort zone. But you said the end of last year, and when we talked about our goals for 2023, that you wanted to change and you wanted God to make you better because you know He has a lot for you. So allow Him to work through your therapist.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Or your life coach, or your homegirl.
Anyone.
Your friend.
I'm still trying to trust the process, but yeah, part of me is like, look, I've checked out. I ain't gonna be lying. Half of me, a third of me is already checked out because I'm like this.
Can I give you this challenge? Can I give you this challenge on the air? We're gonna be your accountability. Stop trying to trust the process and start trusting God.
Yeah, I'm trusting God.
No. You can't, buddy. Yeah, listen to me. If you just keep trusting God, the process is going to be what it is. But if you keep trying to trust the process, you're going to keep finding distrust and mistrust and things that are scary and uncomfortable. If you just trust God, knowing that He going to take you through it and He got you, no matter what, if you change your therapist or whatever, then that's going to make this process so much different from you, because you don't see what we see. And what we 2 years in now, Cole, you are a totally different Nicole. Literally, all of the stuff that used to just sit on your shoulders, and you are developing. And I mean, you're so amazing. And then we see all of this that is waiting to fly up out of you. It's so much for you to do. Don't let this session be your reasoning for closing up because it's getting uncomfortable, because it's getting to the root of some stuff. You got too much to do, Cole. You got a husband waiting on you. Just nod your head like this. Just nod your head. Let's go to the comments. See, she makes me sweat. Nicole, you always got me sweating. But I love you. Look at this. This was for you.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There is something for all of us called Brother S3Cs, how we connect, contribute, and improve our confidence. Amen and amen. CP, you want to hit that one?
Can't obtain change being comfortable. I was comfortable with fried chicken, potato chips, and honey bun.
Come on, fried chicken.
That comfort zone has been confronted head on to make me a healthy person. Amen.
I love that. I love it. I love it. You are so loved, sis. You all are helping us and me. We helping each other. Thank you, Auntie Elaine. We just adopted all your.
Elaine get a new Facebook page.
I think that's not her.
Okay.
I sent her a message about that. She never responded, but I don't think that that's her. Okay. I don't think that that's her.
You made to send your friend request back out with the new page.
It's on the hack. It's giving hacked. It's giving hacked.
It's a new page. It's a new one. Just make sure you message them too, so they know it's you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna give
it. Just take one day at a time and breathe through it. We all rooting for you.
One day at a time.
I know it's difficult. It's difficult to be uncomfortable. It really is.
It is.
And when you have been so comfortable in holding on to everything to identify who you are, and you gotta let some things go. You gotta find a new identity, and it's hard.
It is.
But allow God to do His work in you, because He's doing a beautiful work. Don't make me cry again. I'm not doing it today.
It's beautiful. You know what, Steve? To add what you said, that comfort zone, when it has kept you, when it kept you safe, when it protected you, when it was there, like you can trust that comfort zone. You can trust nobody else. It is hard to let it go and walk away.
It is.
But sometimes
I feel like people, when they're vulnerable, I always look for ulterior motives. And that is, when I'm comfortable, it's just me. It's just me in my world. No, nothing else happened. Or nothing else matter. But yeah, me now is just like, yeah, what is y'all ulterior motives? And I think that I get tired of that. Like I'm in my head so much. I be like, which come for me for?
Yeah. Stop living in here.
God is doing mighty work.
Yeah. Stop living in there.
So you can say that. It's a good thing that you can actually just say what you just said.
Yeah, because like this is the thing. This is like what I tell her. I know me. If don't nobody else know me, I know me. I can sit here and tell you I'm an overthinker because I analyze everything. I prepare myself. I would rather prepare myself for the worst than what could be the best. Because I try
and that's the thing that those who are trying to help you, they're trying to change that way of thinking. Yeah, because you're missing out on so much, looking for the what ifs in the bad way, that you miss all of the present great things.
Yeah, but see, like I try to explain this to her, and I said, because I have to learn how to. No, really, I have to learn how to not react, because I'm like this. Negativity, and sometimes I will hurt somebody.
And that's why Nikki keeps pointing out that you really have to trust God, not the process. Trust God first. Allow Him to show you things. I think instead of just thinking about it as the therapist trying to change you, or the therapist trying to make you be somebody, or make you reveal things that you don't want to reveal yet, ask God, help me see what you want me to see in this moment for me, because you are changing me for the better. And if you do it, if you look at it from that standpoint, it's not going to be such a fight, because you fight with God by this point.
That part.
You can't fight God.
That part. You ask Him to change you.
Yeah, if you ask Him to change you for the better and for His purpose for your life, really trust Him and give into what He's doing, and ask Him, what am I supposed to learn from this? Always ask that question, because
I ask questions,
but then look for them.
Yes.
Don't push them away.
Yes.
The way we used to heal. We had this conversation. I think
we talked about that a couple episodes back. Yeah.
When I asked that question for a reason. The way we used to heal helped us in that season.
Yes.
But is it helping you or hindering you in this season?
Yes.
It's hindering you from all the possibilities God has for you.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you have to ask God, okay, so what do you want me to do now? Show me. He gave you a therapist. Work with that therapist. He's giving you a community that loves you, that's rooting for you. Keep going. Don't stop. And if at the end of the day, if that therapist feels like she can't get through to you, then move around.
That's it. And you know what? C said it so beautifully, what you need to ask God. But can I add one last thing? And God, help me not be afraid of me. The me that was, the me that is right now, or the me that you are making me into. Yes, help me not be afraid of her, me, or her then. And I want y'all to support Nicole and love her right now. Drop her some crowns and some hearts, because it is not easy to be on camera in front of an audience. You know, and putting all of your stuff out there. Many of us would not do that. So drop her some crowns and some hearts for support. We're going to get up off Nicole for a moment. It
was a question she asked.
That part. Jesus came on.
With love.
Say it again, see.
Received with love. I hope you receive it with love.
Because you know we love you. Come on, let's see those hearts. Let's see those crowns, because she helping all of us with her honesty, but it's not easy to put your business out there like that. It's really, it's people that I do one-on-ones with. It ain't easy for them, and it's just two of us. It's everybody watching. So I love you, Nicole. I support you. You know I do. We're not giving up on you. We're going to continue to root for you. Don't you give up on you. And ask Him to help you not be afraid of you. You then, you now, and you that He's building you into. Rejecting change can really stagnate growth. As Christians, we can't receive Christ Jesus without embracing change. Jesus did not come to leave us the same. That part. All righty. So we're going to slide on. We got a lot of comments, but I'm just going to pop them on the screen and keep on going. Nicole, again, big ups to you. Take a bow, boo. Take a good deep breath, because you doing the thing. Auntie Elaine said that's why she responded. Because she like, it's helping me. Thank y'all for the hearts. Yes, keep on loving on her. You got some, are these flowers?
It is.
Flowers and hearts. Oh, you got a bouquet.
Oh.
So Edward is saying, put these three words in a sentence and receive a One Love t-shirt. A chance, choice, and change.
Huh?
I think he's saying put the words chance, choice, and change in a sentence, and you can receive a free One Love t-shirt. His organization is called One Love. You got some hearts, some presents, some crowns, and Nicole, the rap song went move, get out the way. Move, get out the way. Get out the way. All righty. We have one last topic that we're just going to get briefly. CP, if you don't mind updating us real quick on Shanquilla Robinson. If you want me to do it, then I got it. But let me know.
Okay, bring back.
I got it written down if you don't.
Go ahead, because I'm trying to remember all of it, but you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, so real quick, the U.S. Attorney, breathe, Nikki. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the federal prosecutors have told the family of Shanquilla Robinson, which, if y'all don't know the story at this point, please go and Google it. But briefly, she was a young lady that took the trip with her friends, and she didn't make it back alive. She died within 24 hours. That they're telling the family that there was that the evidence does not support a federal prosecution based on the autopsy reports, the results, careful deliberation, and the investigative review. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the federal prosecutors will not be pressing charges. There's not enough evidence. So they said, ladies, what are your thoughts? And Nicole added to that, what about your friends? What about your friends? Yeah, that part. What you say?
Lies. It's once again we're showing that they just do not care about us. She should have been given as much assistance to figure out what actually happened to her as a citizen of America, and she didn't get that. And I hope that some charges can be formed somewhere, somehow, because even in Mexico, right? That's where she was at, Mexico, right?
What
was it?
I think it was in the Dominican Republic.
Republic.
I think it was Mexico, wasn't it?
I thought it was Mexico.
Somebody Google that for me real quick. I can't do it on my devices right now. Somebody Google where that took place, because I thought it was in Mexico. So there's still charges, but just not federal, right?
In Mexico.
I don't know, because the U.S. Attorney's Office is saying that it's not enough to support any federal prosecution. I don't know what other charges may be, but I will say her family did say in the press conference that this is not the end and they are not giving up. So I don't know if there's going to be a it's Mexico. Auntie said
it's Mexico,
what is it called? It's a civil lawsuit that can be filed, right? Isn't it civil?
Yes,
I think, but I don't know. But what were you saying, CP?
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, but even the Mexico authorities, they had deemed it a
femicide.
Femicide, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all don't see the comparison of totally different ways of charges. Like, so I
don't understand our attorney's general. I mean, our attorney's office. That was one of.
I'm trying to not say anything that get me in trouble. Amen.
Okay.
I'm trying to just say it's horrible. It's wretched. It's unresponsible of America not to. But
I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
That had it been a different color crew.
Just saying. Just saying.
And that, I'm just saying.
Just
okay.
Saying.
Cole, your thoughts?
Yeah. When I first seen it, I was just like y'all not gonna do anything. You're not gonna do anything.
Nothing.
Like they even held the body before they even sent the body back. So y'all not gonna do anything.
What's up, King? What it do, boo?
Mm-hmm.
Her mama had to get the money to get her body sent back here.
It is.
Like y'all not
like
like I don't know like how well that would sit with me. You're gonna use my child as a media to go viral or however you want to do it, but you really not gonna do anything. That would make me really be like, let me move out of the United States, because I don't understand how you care about everybody else, but you don't care about your own people. You're showing the world that we can treat United States people however we want to treat them.
And that was my point. What message are you sending?
And
How is the evidence? Like, what evidence are y'all looking at?
So that's just like, so I can go over and party with my friends, and because I passed out, you like, oh, she got alcohol poisoning. We're gonna pronounce her dead, and that's it. Y'all figure out how y'all gonna get her back home.
Our prayers to the Robinson family as y'all continue this fight. Go ahead.
We never want to be irresponsible when we go anywhere, but it's like we things can't just happen to us. Like, it's always deemed as, yeah, I should have been more. If it was the other counterparts, it'd be a whole other different conversation.
Because remember that young lady, Nicole? No, not Nicole. Natalie.
The one that had a whole trial for over there in Germany or somewhere.
Natalie, God dog it. I think she went to Mexico. She ended up missing. For a long time, they didn't find her. They didn't know what had happened, but there was a suspect. The United States was heavily involved. What was her name? It was Natalie. Good land. But I think it was Johan or something like that was the one that was convicted or charged.
Oh, you talking about the
she was a blonde lady.
She was a Olympic something.
She had gone. I think she went to Mexico for spring break or something, or Cancun, or it was some years ago, y'all. Natalie, good land, Natalie something.
Holloway.
Yes.
The appearance of Natalie Holloway.
Yes. Yeah.
Was found and she was declared dead in 2012.
But and also what's crazy is for the ones that go overseas, different places, they hold Americans to the highest. Like the girl that was over there, did she go for an internship and one of her friends got killed in the apartment complex and they tried her? They wanted to charge her with murder and stuff like that, but United States fought so hard to get her back home. Mm-hmm. She get back home, she started writing books, and y'all want to, because she done beat the charges over there.
Yep. Y'all, it was a good show. Yes, William, go watch your cartoons because it was thick and it was heavy. Nicole, again, I honor you so much, Queen, for allowing that question to come from a real place. And you always so honest about your feelings and what you're going through, and you allow us to talk to you and talk about you to you on the show in front of everybody. So I appreciate that. We appreciate y'all so much for watching. Yes.
I'm gonna say one thing. I was like, look at her face. But the fact that Nicole, in all uncomfortable areas, you're able to ask these questions shows that you are really ready for change.
Yes.
It's very uncomfortable, and it's unpredictable how it's going to manifest in you and out of you. And we're just going to pray for you and keep you pushing forward because God has something for you that's bigger than what you know.
And it's going to be big. You know what I will say? When we were talking about the show and deciding like how we wanted the show to be, and I don't mean today's show, I just meant before we started the Queens Takeover. What we said we're going to be is honest. And that's one thing on any podcast I've been on, it's been honest. When Nicole was guesting with me and King for their POV, and same thing with C when she came on. And sometimes being honest can feel uncomfortable because you go back and be like, I can't believe I said that. Why y'all let me say that? You know, I don't want to be looked at as the one that's like this, but it's in our honesty that people are so blessed and they're being helped because we're saying out loud what people cannot say or won't say, right? And the fact that you leave yourself open to other people's opinions, that is a huge thing, Nicole. So, you know, I want to replace that cat with a crown right now. You are showing out some stuff. You're showing Queen to like the 10th power. And I love that. Thank you. Let me say this to y'all. Your girl has started another podcast called Dear Younger Me. We are on Facebook. You can find our Facebook page, our YouTube, and our Instagram page. Y'all, the first live we did last Friday. The second one will be this Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 a.m. if you're going to watch from New Zealand because my co-host actually lives in New Zealand. But you can go catch the replay of it on YouTube. And then we have several audios that we've already pre-recorded that is up on all of your favorite platforms, including Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. See, you have watched it. What are your thoughts on the show? I would love for you to just be real. How did you feel about it?
I love it. I really do. It's just like, I love y'all banter back and forth. I love the conversation, the openness, the honesty, even the uncomfortable, like, I don't want to talk about that, but okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's very it blessed me. Let me say that. Because it's the things you be thinking about in the back of your head, but you don't say out loud. And then and then someone's saying it to you, and like, that's why I was like, oh my God, I'm about to crowd. I called you. I was like, oh my God, I've been thinking about all this. And then there you go. So it blessed me a whole lot. So I would encourage anybody to go listen to it, because the comparison between the age difference and how you both ask questions to probe each other is really interesting. And there's so much respect and love. And it's a beautiful union, if you will.
Amen. So the show is a Gen X, Gen Z cross-generational conversation where I allow her to ask me what I don't even want her to tell me what the questions are. I just ask for the title of the show so I can create the graphic, because she and I would have these conversations as her life coach, where she would ask me real questions about growing up. She's 25 and I'm going to be 47 next month. And she would be like, where were you when I was growing up? And I was hearing that so much from adults and from young women that I mentor. And when God was putting it on my heart and shaping it and molding it, I was like, okay, this is what God is saying. You tell me if you're in agreement with it, but it's going to require you to, just like Nicole, you got to be open and honest, because, you know, you're going to be asking questions that the people want to know. We're having conversations that people wish they could have. And so we get very real and raw, very real and raw. And so I would love it. Thank you so much. I would love it if you all would follow, subscribe. Please listen to the show. Leave me your comments if you like it or if you don't like it. But it's a conversation that gets to be had between generations. And we all need somebody to talk to. We all need somebody to ask questions to. So thank you for sharing your thoughts. Very good podcast. Thank you so much, Auntie Elaine. Thank you. With that being said, it's our affirmation time. So ladies, let's get up out of here with this. What are your affirmations for the week?
Mine is very simple. I'm getting better every day.
Ooh.
Going.
I'm getting better.
Even if I take 2 steps back, I'm not where I used to be. That's it.
How about I needed that? I just told someone today, I felt like when I take 2 steps forward, something happens and I got to take 3 steps backwards and start all over again. I just said that today. So how about that was for me? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matter of fact, say it again, because I'm in the back. Say it for me in the back. Say it.
I am better every day. Just keep going. I'm getting better every day. Just keep going.
Love it. Love it. She said, too late. I am there. I'm there. Trust God before the process. All righty. Cole. I get excited when it's time for you to do your affirmations. What's your affirmation?
I can forgive because God forgave me.
Ooh.
Now.
Ooh, the hat almost came off on that one.
Because everybody knows I can hold a grudge. I can hold one. I've walked in the just recently. I walked in the room and there was a whole couple people in there that I didn't even acknowledge. I didn't speak. I didn't look in their direction. And when they spoke, I didn't say anything. I was like, you're not talking to me. And God really got me then. He was like, you gotta forgive these people. And I was like, God, do I gotta really forget? Why I gotta forgive them? Why? Like, why we just can't not talk and I'll be cordial? And he's like, because I forgave you. And I was like, oh, okay, I got you. You ain't have to come that hard, but I got you.
You come at me like that, Lord. You have to come at me like that, Lord.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, let me give you a reality check or what, and just like that, it was, and I was like, whoa, that, yeah, I got you.
Ooh.
So I'm working on forgiveness. I really am.
Amen.
I really am.
And forgiveness is more for you than it is the person that you're forgiving.
That part.
Yeah, I hear that saying, but it don't be honest. Y'all, I'm be honest.
I hear you, but that ain't computing.
It really don't be bothering me, and that's what me and the Lord be going back and forth about. I'm like, God, I'm unbothered that I don't talk to them. They should be unbothered that I don't talk to them, like, because when I cut somebody off, yeah, I'm telling you, when I cut them off, I cut them off. I don't think about the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I just be like, hey, we good.
We know you do. You do it with no second thought. But I love your affirmation though.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.
I love so I know, Sherry. I know, girl, I know. Many of our conversations have been about that. So I want somebody to write my affirmation down in the comments for me, because I'm gonna say it as I'm getting it, but I want to go back and see it again. Okay. I am not going backwards. God is just changing my direction. Oh, I feel that thing. I feel that thing. When I heard him say it right here, you're not going backwards. I'm just changing your direction. So I'm not going backwards. God is just changing my direction. Somebody please put that in the comments. Thank you. Steve. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going backwards. He's just changing my direction. We love y'all so much. If you enjoyed today's show, show us by dropping some hearts or some crowns. Share this with others, because you never know who needed to hear something that was said today. And if it was that thick and that hard, go watch some cartoons. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Auntie Elaine. Matter of fact, if that was for you too, make sure you write that on your refrigerator, on your window, your something, because I don't know if y'all ever felt like it, but sometimes it's you're going and then something happened. You're like, what the Sam Hill? Who hit me? What hit me? And it feels like you got to start all the way over. But yes, it's for you. Amen. Amen. Go ahead, see.
With the statement that you just said, I just got a revelation is that I'm not going backwards, but God's taking me in a different direction. Mm-hmm. Even though if you start over to where you were supposed to be, mm-hmm. the way you proceed forward is going to be a different direction. It's Absolutely. Not going to be, your mindset's going to be different. Something's going to change a little bit. You mm-hmm. maybe curating a little bit this way. So mm-hmm. everyone's like, well, I just got to start from the beginning. Well, it might be a little bit different this time.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Just keep going. I thank you for that. I received that. That's beautiful.
Amen. Yes, Lord. And it's not necessarily starting from the beginning. Thank you for saying that. See, it's changing direction. For a time, this is where I needed to go. And I was going and I was doing that. But now it's time to change. It just feels like I'm going backwards, because sometimes when that change happened, it'd be like whirlwind real quick. Like, okay, my Lancer. Okay. But I'm not going backwards, and I'm just going to keep reminding myself of that. And if this is for you, keep reminding yourself, we're not going backwards. God is just changing our direction. King says, nice. Your mama said, yes, me too. Amen. So, okay, we keep trying to end the show. I love y'all, because it get gooder and gooder and better and better.
And better and better and gooder.
We love y'all so much.
Share. This bless you. Send it to a friend, text it to a friend from our YouTube channel. Please, please, please. And don't ever forget to fix your crown.
That's it.
Every day.
We are done. We are done. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.